even though at first glance it looks like a Fortnite for 30-year-olds with a neckbeard. But I do tick all of those boxes, so it's right up my alley. I pretty much spent this whole network test just playing the Recluse. So for all of you who didn't play the network test and didn't get to try out all the classes, this guide is for you, so that you might decide before the game launches if this sounds like a class for you, since the game, in usual FromSoft fashion, doesn't tell you anything and just drops you into the map to figure everything out for yourself. How do I get my money? So if you do want to figure everything out for yourself, please feel free to skip this video, because let me tell you, it looks promising, and if any of the other classes that are coming out are anything like this, I'm all for that. So, the Recluse. Whether you are a seasoned mage or a newcomer looking for a challenge, the Recluse offers a unique playstyle that is as rewarding as it is demanding. So let's dive into what makes the class special and how you can master it. First, let's break down the basics. The Recluse is a class built around elemental magic and support abilities. During the network test, I spent over 10 hours playing this class, and while I'm no expert, I did uncover some key mechanics that makes the Recluse both powerful and challenging to master. It's your typical low entry point, high skill ceiling character. The core of the Recluse kit is the Magick Cocktail spell, and here is how it works. Whenever you or your allies use a spell or a consumable of a specific element, fire, magic, holy, or lightning, it leaves behind a residue. Your Magick Cocktail collects this residue and stores it in one of 3 bars. Once those bars are full, you can unleash a spell that changes depending on the combination of residues you have collected. For example, 3 bars of fire will unleash a different spell than 1 bar of fire and 2 bars of lightning, although it doesn't matter how you combine these elements, because if you go 2 bars of lightning and 1 bar of fire, you will produce the same spell. So I'm editing this right now, and I think I need to clear that part up. What I was trying to say was that each element only counts once towards the final spell. So if you go fire, fire, magic, or magic, magic, fire, it doesn't matter. But if you go fire, magic, lightning, or fire, magic, holy, it does matter. Next, let's talk about the Elemental Defense passive. This ability replenishes your FP, your mana for those of you who haven't played Elden Ring before. If your 3 residue bars are full, you will cast the spell instead of replenishing mana, but the spell usually produces a bunch of residue that you can collect afterwards. But it can be good to keep that in mind. Then there is the ultimate ability, Soulblood Song. When activated, it marks all nearby enemies for about 10 seconds. Every time you or your allies hit a marked enemy, you regain HP and FP. This makes Soulblood Song an incredibly powerful tool for both survival and support, especially during boss fights. So now let's talk some strategy. So here are some tips to help get you started. So once again, since there are 16 possible spell combinations, it's essential to understand which residues creates which spell. Experiment in a safe environment to get a feel for each combination. There is a perfect spot for this just in the roundtable hold, where there are target dummies. You can decide what level you should be and what weapons you use. You can also buy a bunch of consumables to try and throw them at the enemies to test out all the different combinations. It is also wise to, in boss fights, take a step back and relax, because otherwise the game is pretty high paced and you want to be moving at all times. And what I found is that you often keep that stress going into the boss fight, but once you're in a boss fight, there is no timer, so you can just take it easy and make sure to use your passive ability to regain FP so that you don't run out during the boss fight. Number 3, experiment with weapons. Some weapons have passives that will still apply even though they're just left in your inventory. This can give additional utility or damage options, so don't hesitate to try out different weapons and try to pick up everything you see as soon as you land onto the map, and look out for pots that has elemental affinity, or even weapons that has Ashes of War that can help you produce residue that you will need for your Magick Cocktail. The Recluse is a class that rewards patience, strategy, and willingness to experiment. While it may not be the easiest class to master, its versatility and unique mechanics make it a standout choice for players looking for a challenge. Whether you are supporting your team with a Soulblood Song, or unleashing devastating elemental combos, the Recluse offers a playstyle that is both engaging and deeply satisfying. Now, if you found this guide helpful, like the video and please consider subscribing. We are almost at 10k subscribers, and that is our goal for this year, and we're only in February. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.